podcast. I am Val Tron.
That doesn't. You messed yourself up, goddammit.
Whoever you are.
It's been too long!
Oh, it's been too long where...
I am for Alligatron. There we go. Today I'm joined with Sig, Grave, and Yeggs, the normal four, and we are going
Hello.
AFK. Yeah, it has been too long.
It's been 50 years.
So, big news though. I'm finally 21, so expect some streams of me doing drunk watch in the near future.
Drunk
Happy
or
birthday.
AFK edition.
Yes.
I turned 21 on the 24th, so it's been a little bit, but finally, I can buy my own alcohol.
Can you buy me some, please?
I would if I could.
I don't think YouTube condones that, fam. We might get demonetized.
We're already so small, they don't care.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're still so small that they don't even care, and plus, I didn't put this as kid friendly, so we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Do not condone
Oh, fuck
underage
yeah!
for any censors watching.
Fuck authorities!
Sig was arrested later that day.
just fucking the end of sports movies. The little like this person grew up to be arrested at the age of 16. They were never heard from again. Well, preseason for OLOC has finally started, and I'm super excited.
Oh,
Yes.
Because one thing I'm super happy for that is different from season last year, which I don't know if you guys picked up on, but all 3 games for this week are already scheduled.
nice.
The last
very
2
nice.
for the week are tomorrow, and we just had the first one for the week yesterday. And we had one game scheduled on Thursday, we had one game scheduled yesterday, and then we had one game scheduled on Wednesday. So it's like, games are fucking getting scheduled!
Oh, shit.
I mean, it is early days, though. It is early days, I'm just saying.
Well, that's the point of the preseason. Like, I have people that are trying to register like now, and I was like, no, you've literally had 2.5 weeks.
Well,
They always tend to do that, don't they? They always come to you, like, asking,
look, to be honest, it's preseason. So, if they wanted to register now, I would let them and just work them into the schedule. It's preseason.
We could, yeah, I'll see.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
'Cause they were kind of like, well, we don't want to play preseason, but we want to play the actual season. I was like, oh, okay, we'll see about it.
Yeah, just so people are aware,
Yes.
preseason will last, I believe, 4 weeks. I think that's
Nice.
how I set up the schedule, so there will be 4 weeks of preseason, then we will go into the main season, which will be 7 weeks long.
That's good.
We're trying out some things this preseason, like the hero band thing, all that.
Which is another thing that we should probably talk about. So, yesterday, Blizzard came out with a little announcement.
Yeah, what was
Hero
his
bands
thing?
are only going
Yeah,
to apply to Overwatch League and Masters and Above games.
Yes!
Well, it's really funny because like I never wanted hero bands. I thought they were bad, and everybody was like, "No, your opinion is wrong," and now nobody else wants them either.
So,
So I thought
Well, I'm
that was
glad
kinda
because I'm
funny.
Masters anyway, so...
what that
That's what-
means
yes.
for this league, though, we don't know yet.
Because people voted for it. So what we would do is follow the
It would still follow
the OWL
OLOC,
schedule,
or not OLOC, it would
yeah.
still follow OWL, and what those bands would be, and what the Masters bands would be after the Overwatch League season ends.
So I think what it is we're gonna try it and see if that's what
We'll
people
keep trying
want
out
to
in
do.
preseason how people
Yeah,
like it.
see
Yeah.
how that goes.
Like, that's what preseason is. It's like, basically the way I'm thinking of these preseason games, yes, they're scheduled, but treat it like a scrim. Get practice for your team because the scores aren't being counted. It's preseason.
Right.
So
It's
use
time
it
to
as...
try out different things. It's
Yeah,
time to
and...
make sure everybody's active and all that.
Mm-hmm.
No one's cheating, so we had issues with that last year.
So you can kind of think of them as organized scrims.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But with that out of the way, anything happen in the few weeks that we've not been doing the podcast?
Nothing much.
Not really. I've just been chilling, really.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I've just been, dealing with ramifications of coronavirus still. Things like that. Just a bunch of real life stuff for me. Nothing I want to talk about on here.
That's fair.
Although, something I have noticed, I don't want to get like super deep right now, but with all this COVID stuff, I have noticed that at least where I live, things have gotten kind of like in a routine, I want to say. Like, people aren't freaking out anymore. I mean, there's still like a daily press conference, but it's like, it's always the same thing. It's like, people are getting better. It's not spreading as much as it had been, and etc., etc. Like, to me, it looks like things are starting to get better.
That's good.
And my state is currently performing the experiment of how many working class people need to die before we decide to follow the CDC's orders.
Wait, Yiggs, where do you live?
Georgia.
Okay, I was about to say, if
We're
you said
opening back
Florida...
No. Our idiot governor is opening things back up. And we've not flattened. We don't have enough. We've been lagging consistently behind in testing for weeks. And
Unfortunate.
we're, bowing to a bunch of super donors. It's such a bad thing. I know people are like, well, people go to work for money. Well, yes, but this is going to hurt the economy because the small businesses are going to open up. And then from people like me that are still like, hell no, I'm still quarantining, they're not going to have enough demand or business to be able to run everything. So it's just like a awful decision all around. We are going to have a second wave here, and it's going to be poor people and people like me are going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm lucky I'm under...
Karens want their haircuts.
Fucking Karens.
Yeah, I think Ohio's gonna start opening stuff up soon-ish.
Yeah, I'm lucky I'm under Cuomo, so...
Yeah.
At least when it comes to the UK, the quote-unquote, I'll say this, I mean, our government tends to lie to us, but they say that we're past the curve, like the peak, I mean. So...
You guys are doing
they
better than we are.
At the minute, they're still like keeping everything on lockdown because of their main concern is they don't know if it will cause a second outbreak if they start opening up stuff. But they are in the talks of like releasing like younger kids back into schools and stuff like that.
Well, that's
like,
the smart way to do it, though.
Yeah, the EU and the UK have been doing it much smarter. You guys were also
they are thinking about opening up like cafes and stuff like that because like restaurants stuff like that because they're saying that won't increase the curve. Or anything like that. Like they're saying that if they were to open it, it won't have like a massive effect on like the spread. So that's what their most likely plans are going to be within the next. I think they said we're on lockdown 100% for the next 2 weeks before they start thinking about changes. And I wouldn't be surprised if essential because in our country anyway. I know in America if you don't do well in a year, you get kept behind. In the UK, it's not like that. You go to next year, etc., etc., etc. So you just have one shot at doing your exam, and if you fail it, you fail it. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get kids in that are essentially going to sit their exams. So they're going to get them in because obviously they're an essential part of their lives. You know, I mean, if they don't do well on this exam, they don't get any grades. So they'll do that with them, and then most likely open up like restaurants, possibly even cinemas. I can probably see as well, even though there probably won't be any flipping movies anyway.
Yeah, like what I want to tell people in Georgia is like we still haven't hit a plateau, and this is with everyone quarantining. How on earth do you think it's going to go down once we start releasing people, especially since a bunch of them are idiots and don't social distance, don't wear masks? So,
yeah, like
US.
At least in New York State, what Governor Cuomo was trying to do is, because things are starting to get better, so he wants to start opening things very, very, very slowly. Like, he listens to the CDC, and if they say shut it down, he's gonna shut it down.
That's good.
The CDC is in my state, and we're not listening to it.
What is the CDC? That's like the disease control, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Center of Disease Control.
Stupid they're not listening to it. Like, they're the experts. Like huh?
Yeah.
They are literally the governmental department about fucking pandemics like this. That's their entire job, is to watch the spread of diseases.
The UK almost messed up because our government, like we were like one of like the last countries to like go into full lockdown, because our government was just like, oh, we'll listen to the science, we'll listen to the scientists, because we don't think, because basically what their concern was, if they put everyone inside, stuff like our NHS then will get bombarded, and obviously like people who have children and stuff like that, means essential workers won't be able to attend work or anything like that. So that's why they were hesitant with it. But like our government sits behind like the scientists, and they know that if something goes wrong, they'll just go, oh, the scientists told us differently there, so they're fine. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Even though our government did get our prime minister did get the coronavirus, so, and I mean, I'm not to be horrible to him, but I'm glad he did get it, because
he's a horrible person. I'm sorry.
He was adamant that he wouldn't get it yet, and he would go on the news and be like, "Oh, I've shook everyone's hands when I go to the
That's why
hospital."
he deserved it.
And I go, What are you doing, mate? Like, what? You're supposed to protect our country. You want to go around shaking ill people's hands, like, regardless if you got coronavirus or not. You got to pick up some other disease. Like, what?
The problem with that is, like, people will follow our leaders' examples, and if our leaders are just being, like, idiots, I mean, look at the U.S. Calls to poison control centers in certain places have nearly doubled about bleach ingestion, because our dumbass president sat there and was like, yo, maybe if you inject some bleach, we'll kill viruses. Like, dude just says whatever comes into his head, and people die from it. Absolutely.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, what is this man on?
That's
disinfectant. Yeah, well done, mate.
Let's not bring up those, like, that is not even to mention the fucking tweets. Liberate, I don't even remember the states, and it's like...
Oh, yeah. Great. And it's like, it's funny because like some white people are treating this as if it's their own like civil rights movement. They were like wearing masks is slavery, being asked to stay home in my comfortable house where I have AC and heating and internet.
It's like, this is not. First of all, this is nothing close to home imprisonment, because you're just being recommended to stay at home. Nobody's forcing you to stay there.
Well, the funny thing to me is like, just looking at the difference between protesters, it's like white people having signs that say, I need a haircut, versus like, think about Black Lives Matter, where they're like, I'm literally getting killed. It's kind of a ridiculous dichotomy.
I need a haircut.
I would be like, I hope y'all all go out and get it, but the problem is that people like me and my family suffer, who are immunocompromised and still have to go get groceries and shit,
Yeah, like, I'm sitting here with a nice long head of hair because I haven't left to get a haircut.
Yo, my beard right now, is in shambles. Yo, I need help. Because technically, I can't go out and get a razor, because that's not considered essential reason to shopping. And well, I shop every month. So man's got to wait to go shopping now. So I can't go out and buy a razor because it's not essential. But it is essential.
I mean, you can get it at the grocery store or order it off Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't think about Amazon.
Stupid.
I mean, they're striking right now, and we support their strike, but...
Alright, yeah.
Are they actually?
Wait, who's striking Amazon? I didn't hear about this.
Okay.
Oh.
I heard a little bit about it.
May Day strike. May Day was yesterday. International
Oh,
Workers'
yes,
Day.
May Day, innit? I forgot May Day even existed.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad that that is the case, because it is...
What is May Day about? I never understood that.
So May Day, or International Workers' Day, is
right, yeah.
Support... Oh, goodness. Is to... what am I trying to say? Not glorify, to bring attention to and celebrate the working class.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay,
sure
I know
exactly
now.
who started it. It's really embraced by socialists and leftists, more or less.
Yeah,
And
like
everybody else. But it was Workers' Day. Used to have May Day parades. Used to have things like that. We don't really have them anymore because in our hyper-capitalist society, we don't really support things like that as much. But that's what it
yeah,
used to be.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I first heard on May Day, I thought it was about like planes or something like that.
Exactly.
Oh well, that's something different. I know what you're talking. You're talking about the like May Day we're going down. Which
Mayday,
is,
Mayday, we're going
because
down!
they're scared
Yeah.
to say May Day when they're going down.
They're like not
So
the
whenever
same
someone
thing,
tells
but
May
I
Day,
get you.
I'd be like, oh, it's
Supportive, I
May
guess.
Day. It's obviously something happened with a plane, obviously, and we're respected people.
We're respecting the planes.
The planes who have to fly all the sick people.
I used to know
away
the
from
origin, like behind
China.
that term, and I cannot remember it right now. I'll have to either look it up again.
Wait,
Don't
wait,
remember
which
it.
term? The plain version of
The
Mayday?
plain term, yeah.
Well, I think it's just an easy way of saying like we're going down fast.
There's like an actual like.
Then why not
meaning.
just scream we're going down?
Because if you're on a radio, you don't want to scream, I'm going down, because they'll probably think that's something else. Like, I don't know, maybe going for a landing or something like that. So if you scream, Mayday, Mayday, then they'll understand what Mayday means. I don't know.
But then, like, you always hear Mayday, Mayday, we're going down!
What does Mayday mean? Let's have a look.
Hold on, let me look it
An
up.
international radio distress signal used by ships or aircraft.
Right, so the reason it came up with that is because it sounds like the French word. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I think it's "m'aider." I don't know. My French is awful, which means "help me."
Yeah, come and help me.
Okay.
It's basically a universal way of saying like, come and help me. And
Yeah, kind of like SOS, and it just sort of.
Weird.
Yeah,
I'm
okay. So
gonna try
it was sort of like the French term.
I'm not finished.
we love the French. They gave us the white flag and Mayday. Yo, who's using Mayday more over time in 2010, man?
It's just because I guess it became like one of those things, sort of like. It just became part of the lingo when
Yeah, because
pilots were
I
sort
think,
of like making it up, and it just sort of became.
like you're saying,
a lot
who
of
used
weird
it more in
things like that.
2010. I'm pretty sure that's like the dawn where the general public was using it as like.
Well,
Because there's like
it's been
certain
like a
terms that have been
phrase in.
adopted. That's like.
Well, it's been a phrase in
It's
like
probably
piloting for a
movies.
long time. It wasn't.
It's probably because
movies.
of movies.
No, it was the other way around.
No.
Movies adopted it because it's actual flight lingo.
Well, no, I mean like every people probably use it more now because of movies because they see it in movies.
Because you saw it in movies, so it
Well,
became.
yeah, like the lay public, you mean?
Because I know in like
Yeah.
2009 and something like that, like plane crash movies were like the peak of everything for some strange
Yeah, there were a lot
reason.
of those. Kind of weird. Kind of weird.
And now, what phase of movies are we into now? The shit Disney movies?
Yeah, shit, Disney remakes, and then like right now the hot thing is Vikings. Like it was, you know how it was like zombies and then kind of pirates. Now it's Vikings.
Is it Vikings?
Yeah, it is Vikings. I've noticed like a whole lot of Norse like stuff coming out, video games.
Oh, like the new Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, like the new Assassin's Creed and shows. There's several shows that are taking place during that time period. Just like the cultural zeitgeist is that now.
Okay,
It's either that, or I noticed a lot of modern era things are coming out more. Like you know, like how in like the past he was always like, "Oh, I like looking at this future stuff." But a lot of things now, like a lot of people have realized how terrible they actually are, and like a lot of people like prefer like modern movies and like real life things that could actually happen.
You're Joker!
I don't.
Obviously, you obviously have your.
society.
I obviously don't mean like like Godzilla, like oh wait, like not a movie, like wait, that's gonna happen. I mean like I mean like there's like movies out there like nowadays where they I don't know, like they represent war like in the way it is now, where like against like.
I mean, I don't think that's new. That's been going on now since that's been a trend since like 2005.
War.
Yeah.
Well,
War
no, because
never
it went into like a
changes.
future like sort of thing, but I feel like a lot of people have realized that future like movies kind of suck, unless like because like I don't know, like,
I don't
so,
know.
like Predator.
That's kind of a weird take to me, but
That's like let's be real, yeah. Who talks about Predator nowadays?
Okay,
That movie's
Predator is a
dead.
great series,
yeah,
though.
no, I think maybe that I still hear a lot about sci-fi and think there's some interesting sci-fi being out there, The Expanse and
Yeah.
everything like that. It may not be your cup of tea, but like in general,
No, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I mean I can't say much on the. But at least like game like sort of like stuff.
but
I go
that's not
back
my
to like
experience.
In support of Sig's argument, though, Star Wars isn't a futuristic movie. It takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Galaxy Far. It's in the
So it's
past,
a history
actually.
movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's history, pal. They don't teach you this kind of history in school, do they?
As far as I know, the biggest thing is still the Tiger King.
So yeah.
Going on.
Is that worth watching? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'd watch it. It's just like
Apparently it is,
so it's-
because
I've watched some of it, and it's just like you're like I can't believe that people like this are actually out there like existing in the world, and like this is just they're just out there living their lives, and these people are real. What you learn from this is some people are crazy, absolutely insane. That also you have to be into polygamy and drugs if you want to own Big Cat. It's very lurid, like everybody is painted in a bad light, whereas in reality there's like clear villains and I don't know if heroes is the right term, but there are people that are clearly in the right and people that are clearly in the wrong, but it just paints everybody as crazy. I definitely watch it if you want a trash show to watch. Take it with a grain of salt,
Oh,
definitely.
sure.
It's a reality documentary. It's pretty lurid.
Okay. But
yeah, like so. Speaking of Tiger King, I mean it's not really related, but so I found a picture of quarantine bingo.
quarantine.
What?
Is that possibility?
Is that the priorities we're at as of right now?
Like everything is something that most people have probably done while in quarantine. I'm gonna read them off to you.
Yeah.
So there's skipped a shower, did some online shopping, worked out at home, ordered takeout, went into work, went for a walk, homeschooled a child, share a Corona meme, braved the grocery store, binged an entire series, ran out of booze, read an entire book, watched Tiger King,
Yikes.
did yard work, ran out of toilet paper, got
I've not
groceries
run out of toilet paper.
delivered, canceled a trip, organized something, day drank, wore
I
pajamas
daydream.
all day, baked something, worked from home, watched Frozen 2, and cried.
I
Yeah.
have not watched Frozen 2, but I've cried.
Mm,
I don't know what that
Here.
makes me.
Wait, is Frozen 2 and crying like the same one? Like while watching Frozen 2 you cry?
If you have not done any of those, you can knock it off your Corona bingo.
But
And
Well-
talking about Tiger King, what you described it, I realized I actually did fucking watch it.
What even is that? I've heard so many people on about it, but I can't be bothered.
It is a documentary on Netflix about just truly awful people in the U.S. doing awful things.
Well, that's
So
like
I
every
like-
day in the US, right? Like,
Yeah,
they-
but this
everyone's
is
always
like this is like a
exceptionally
look.
awful.
Well, especially because it involves what is basically animal abuse of keeping these magnificent creatures, lions, tigers, big cats, endangered species.
The lions,
What
tigers,
about
and the
that
bears
killer
are mine.
whale?
In,
What about that killer whale? What's her
Carol,
name?
stop reading my
What was
mind.
his name?
yeah, well, it's the you know how Killer Whale they had that moment with Blackfish, like that documentary that opened a lot of people's eyes to like, hey, this is really awful, fucking terrible shit that we're doing. We're making these animals crazy because we're horrible people. And that's basically the case with the big cats here. You know, it opened a lot of people's ideas to the fact that it's technically, at least at this point in time, not illegal to go and own these things. There are a lot of people that, you know, if you're in an apartment, one of your neighbors may have a big cat in their apartment. You would not believe how many are rescued from things like that. You can go out and get a lion cub for about the price of the coronavirus stimulus check.
Or you
What
can
the
just go to India
No,
and then go
I'm
to a nice
about
rich
to
guy's
get
house.
me a line.
Bitch.
Well, like,
Nah.
one of the good things that's come out of the Tiger King documentary is that people are now getting behind that law to make that illegal, which should be done.
Nice.
I'm just gonna own a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, there
You
you
can
go.
already own them.
I don't know about
Yeah,
them. I know, like,
Yeah, they're like the big ones, right? Like
They're-
the
they're
big,
all
because
deadly
they're
lizards.
covered under the Endangered Species Act, so I'm pretty sure you can't just own one of those. Now,
I
like,
swear I've
zoos
seen
and
one of
things
them.
like that that's a whole different kind of deal.
Listen,
Because
listen, if I were to own a Komodo
swear.
dragon, not only would I be arrested, I probably would be found dead. These things are fucking
exactly.
deadly.
there's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of like
they
idiots.
do like munches, don't they? Like they like to have a munch, like
You like to be nibbling.
they
There's a
nibble,
lot of
boys.
idiots who like think
Sick.
that they can go out and they can just like raise a lion or a tiger, and they're like, oh, they're so super cute when they're young, and they will absolutely fucking.
And then they grow up.
Like, yeah, exactly. And usually the exotic pet trade in America, most of them are going to have their teeth ripped out and their claws declawed and things like that just to make them palatable. These are not inside pets. These are wild animals, and they don't need to be treated as such. So it's, it's like casual animal abuse in these
But say,
documentaries.
do you know what a Komodo dragon is?
I swear I know what it is. It's that lizard thing. It has eggs, right? It lays eggs. I know
I'm pretty
that.
sure you
So
can't
Komodo
import
dragons
those here.
aren't small lizards. These
Oh.
things are fucking massive.
Yeah, I know they're
and
massive. They're massive, and they got these
Larger than
long ass tails.
crocodiles.
It's what Godzilla was, isn't it? Before he
No.
evolved.
No.
Yeah, because he was going exposed to radioactive.
So,
No,
so
no,
say,
no,
Komodo
no.
dragons have toxic saliva. They will bite you, inject saliva, and then
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
You will
And
absolutely die.
No, that's where Godzilla evolved from. And he went in the radioactive. He was on that island that was radioactive, and that's how he turned into Godzilla. Yo, fam, I swear.
Spider-Man.
Is
without
that
the
the
voice
fucking
voice.
origin story of Godzilla?
I don't know enough. Like, that doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to debate it. So
I know.
How did Godzilla become Godzilla?
I thought he
Okay.
was just kind of. I didn't think he evolved from like a normal
He
species.
did. It was like a.
Okay, real quick
Yeah.
though, best kaiju is Gamera.
Okay, listen, you. Yeah,
Moth.
Moth is the best one, right?
Yeah.
You guys
Moth.
don't know who Gamera is, do you?
No, and I couldn't care because you're a nerd.
Nerd.
So Gamera is a fucking turtle kaiju that is the friend to all Japanese children. There was a TV show about this bitch.
What? Nah,
Okay, fair enough.
a banging movie, yeah, is Pacific Rim.
He doesn't care about the adults in Japan, only the children, as long as they're 10 or younger.
So you hit your 11th birthday, and he's like, "No, fuck you."
That's true. That's what
I
Gil
know.
is like.
With this.
Like, an adult is like getting like killed by Godzilla. Gamera don't give a shit, but Godzilla looks at a 10-year-old the wrong way. Gamera gonna fuck up Godzilla.
Okay, yeah, I kind of got it wrong. So apparently, Godzilla's not even a lizard.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a
I was gonna
dinosaur,
say.
fam.
Yeah.
He's a Godzillasaurus. That's his name.
Godzilla.
I was gonna say, I didn't think it came from anything real. I think he just sort of.
No. There's like a movie.
Wait,
it's like one that
you
was
think
made in, like,
kaijus are
2000.
based off of real life?
No, of course not. Oh my god,
Okay.
no. There was a movie. There was one of the Godzilla movies back in like 2002, and they showed like it was like when they were like showing like the backstory.
I'm pretty sure it was like an iguana.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know what the fuck it was. I remember like a little lizard figure that I thought was a Komodo.
Lizard
But
bitch.
still, that movie has showed that he was like on a radioactive like little like island by himself, and then he swam towards the shores of the US when he became Massive Boy. But then again, in that Godzilla movie, he doesn't actually look like Godzilla. He's just a big T-Rex. So
I was gonna say, I don't think Pacific Rim is part of the Godzilla mythos.
It's not part of the
no, I
Godzilla
know
mythos,
Pacific-
but it's about
Yeah.
it's part of the kaiju mythos.
It's
Yeah,
kaiju,
kaiju,
yeah.
but not Godzilla in specific.
I
You want to know
love
the
Pacific
funniest
Rim.
thing
Oh,
about Godzilla?
what?
It started in Japan with the whole Godzilla memes, and
Yeah.
now all the Godzilla
Yeah.
movies basically take place in America. Like, Godzilla has decided to be like, fuck
Enough
these
of
guys, I want to take out the fat bastards.
Payback for the atomic bomb.
Yo, if I could make my own Godzilla, like actually have him like as big as he is, I would do it, fam.
You would die.
We would
I
all
don't
die.
care. I honestly wouldn't care. It's Godzilla.
Like, you know, somebody would end up, like, making Mothra to fight Godzilla if you did that. And suddenly you created a brand new, like, world competition, Kaiju Wars.
Has anybody watched that new Godzilla movie?
No.
It sounds sick, but I can't be bothered to watch it because it's probably terrible.
Name
It's
a good
Godzilla.
Godzilla movie.
No, but it's apparently it's to do with Godzilla, and then because they can't kill Godzilla, they just start releasing all the rest of them. How does that make any sense?
King
we
of
can't
Kaijus?
kill Godzilla. Let's just release all the
Or
Kaijus.
King of the Beach or something
yeah.
like this.
It's like the recent one. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Yeah, it's like something like King of the Beasts or something like that.
Godzilla, King of
I heard
of
that
the
was
Monsters.
okay. Like
King
it
of
wasn't
Monsters.
bad.
Yeah, same.
I think a lot of people watch
decent.
Godzilla just for the sounds that it makes.
Yeah,
Sounds.
kaiju culture is like really weird, but there's everybody in it is really nice. I've never met like a mean Godzilla fan. The Plaza Theater is sort of rundown old theater that plays. It's like the kind of place you go to see Rocky Horror every Friday.
Like-
You know what I mean?
like-
It's like one of those places.
You know why you've never met a mean Godzilla fan?
How can
Because
you be mean?
every
You like
Godzilla
kaiju.
fan knows that these movies are bad, but they don't care.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I grew up watching Godzilla, so I haven't watched any of the new ones. I've only watched one Godzilla movie, and that's the only Godzilla movie I'll ever watch in my life. Because it's not like the other Godzilla movies. And I mean, a lot of people might say, well, that doesn't sound like Godzilla then. Because in this Godzilla movie, Godzilla didn't fire beams out of his mouth, okay? He was just a T-Rex, fam, that would just run over the place and just start smashing stuff. And that's what I loved about it, okay? He was a basic Godzilla, but he was a good...
You want to know something that you should probably watch, Sig? The
What?
Godzilla TV show.
That sounds
No.
horrible.
That was a thing. Godzilla literally
already
could
seen
do
what
like
he
a
looks like.
massive double kick.
It literally looks like that man could like it looks like Godzilla's head's like constantly falling off of him. I'm a big fan.
Oh man. Like, if you want to experience just segments of the Godzilla TV show,
Listen,
Just
I'd rather
look
not
up
ruin my
Death Battle on
experience as a
YouTube.
child.
and look up the
I'd
ones of
rather
Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Gamera, if you want to understand Gamera. But
What does Gamera look like? I'm gonna look at this now.
he's a turtle with tusks.
Oh my god, okay, the world's
I'm
gone
here
too
for
far.
that.
Alright, that boy.
Like, think of a fucking turtle as a pet. Not a tortoise, a turtle.
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 Oh, it's that Donnie!
Yeah, I see him.
It's that Donnie.
Did you
I
just look
remember
up
that
Gamera?
Donnie. Yeah, I
Looked
remember
up,
that Donnie.
like,
Yeah.
Kaiju mythos. See what they are.
Also, real question. Is Sonic a kaiju?
No.
I like to believe not.
Because
No, why would Sonic be
kaiju
a kaiju?
are creatures that are bigger, that are much bigger than average. Sonic is canonically a hedgehog, and hedgehogs are puny, but Sonic
That's
is
like-
the size of a child.
But
That's
don't
like saying
kaiju have
everyone-
to be like destructive as well. There's
No,
no like purely
no.
altruistic.
No, they're
or is
just-
there?
They're just much larger than average.
Yo, who's that one, boss? I like that one. No, look at that one. The one that has wings and looks like a hammerhead shark, fam. Yo.
Sonic could be a
Hammerhead
kaiju,
kaiju.
under that definition. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Google
Sonic's a
says this one.
kaiju.
Slattern. Search up Slattern, yeah? He looks sick. Yo, what is that, fam? Search up Slattern.
Yo, there's apparently. Oh my god. There
Huh?
is apparently a fandom of Sonic the Kaiju.
Oh,
Oh,
I wanted to look this up to see if
No.
anybody else, like, if there was, like, lively debate on this subject, and apparently it's, like, a whole thing.
That means everyone. Wait a minute. That means everyone from the Sonic world would be a kaiju.
Yeah, that's what
Actually,
this, like,
yeah.
Reddit thread is arguing.
What the hell? But the
Oh,
real
that's
question
really funny
is,
to me. People are hilarious.
you know, Dr. Eggman, is he just a really, are the hedgehog just really big, or is he just a really small human?
Well, then all the humans are really small.
Yeah, well, he's like
Are
normal
we the
size, but like
kaijus?
not normal shape.
How?
I guess.
He's
They're like really
not
unfortunate
normal.
genetics.
What is his legs like? His legs are like. Meh. His legs look like they have more personality than me, fam. His legs have more personality than me, I swear.
Well, it's because Dr. Eggman was like the best character in the Sonic universe.
Literally
He was also
carried
the
it.
best character in the Sonic movie.
No, best Sonic
I didn't see
characters,
the
Ugandan
Sonic movie, and I'm
Knuckles.
like a little sad about that.
Jim
I
Carrey
want to
fucking
see it.
carried that shit.
Yeah, I
Of
heard
course,
that.
it's Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
I remember you coming back from watching it, Fran. You told me all there is project. Jesus Christ. Product. Yo,
Yeah,
English.
yeah,
please, man.
it was just product placement, the entire
There
thing.
we go. Trust me not to speak English.
Look, I swear Sega is dying as a company, and that's
Sega.
why they made the Sonic movie.
Honestly, what a terrible mistake. Like, why would you even try and make a live-action Sonic movie? An animated hedgehog, you make it into an IRL movie. Yeah, okay, boss.
I don't know. That's like the thing
Big
that's happening
brain.
in Hollywood right now. It's like make unwanted, unoriginal, live-action versions of things.
It's
Hell
like
yeah.
either make something unoriginal or make a sequel.
Yep.
How about we just don't make movies anymore?
Well, the reason for this
How
is
about we
that
do?
big
We'll
CGI
make them
pieces
good.
make a shitload of money overseas. And the comedy in them is not like good comedy is usually cultural. You're making fun of something that's in the cultural zeitgeist or whatever. These big movies make fucking bank in China and India because really they're so dumb and basic. It's not lost in translation. So a lot of times I feel like the big movies in Hollywood are only sort of made for Western audiences. They're made for the rest of the world because that's where the money is.
I think at the minute though, like a lot of corporate companies, they're like rush out movies. I really wish if they spent like a year on every single movie, right? Like I think like movies would be 10 times better. But at the minute, they just kind of go, "Oh yeah, we'll take 9 months filming the whole of this."
Well, it's not
Swap
that so
it
much
out.
as it is like corporate bullshit and shenanigans where you've got a coherent script. So many movies you can see if you start looking at the script when it's rewritten and rewritten and rewritten and you have 20 screenwriters on it, you can see like various parts of like different movies. And any one of those could have been cool if you like stuck to the concept, but there's like so much corporate chicanery in making these movies that it becomes a disjointed mess half the time.
Now, I did. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but I recently watched Onward, that new Pixar movie.
Yeah,
I
was that
thought
good?
it was actually decent.
Really?
I've heard that it's like not great, but it's
It's
solid.
not great, but it's not bad.
Right, it's just, kind of solid movie. I
It's-
watched, my mom wanted to watch The Call of the Wild, and the CGI in that was abysmal.
It really was. But, like,
It was,
Onward,
I couldn't, like,
I have to say, Onward was probably the best Disney movie that's come out recently.
is it Onward Pixar?
It's Disney Pixar.
Oh,
Like, Pixar is
okay,
owned
for
by
some reason-
Disney.
yeah, I knew
all
that.
Pixar
but,
movies are
like,
Disney movies.
Any animated movies.
I don't know,
are
brain
Pixar
fart.
that does it, man.
F.
Any of the animated movies are Pixar that does them now.
I
Like Cars and stuff like that. That was made by Pixar. Cars,
Yeah.
Toy Story.
I know this, I just, like,
Your brain just don't work good.
Brain dead.
I mean, the ending was, like, super fucking cliche. But I have, like, the world building wasn't bad. I got into it. There was some points where I was like, just. It was. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Trust Pharrell to enjoy it.
What?
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 I didn't hear
Who said
anything.
that?
What'd you say under your breath, Sig?
Grave. Why would you say that?
God damn it, Yiggs.
What?
God damn it, Yiggs.
Why is this my fault?
I kind of want to make the phrase for this podcast now, just randomly. God damn it, Yiggs.
Damn it,
Yiggs had
Yiggs.
nothing to do with anything.
This is not my fault.
Just put it on a
That's a
shirt.
pretty good one.
Shirt TKO, god damn it, Yiggs.
I had to post that one. Do you remember that? Well, I don't know if you ever saw that video of like when I booped of charging Reinhardt into
And to
Death
death.
Unbound, and he just like screams.
That was a scream from the fucking
funny.
soul. Oh my god.
So good.
Okay. I've had a lot of
Ridiculous
great
video.
moments going against charging Reinhardt. Most of them, which I find is the funniest thing ever, is when I'm like playing healer, and I turn around for a split second just to see a German man's armored shoulder directly in my face.
This one was really funny because like the way it was I was on Lucio and Death was on Ryan and we're standing parallel, so he's like right next to me.
Yeah.
Charging Ryan comes in, he's out of the way, I'm going backwards and I boop. And somehow the way the boop works is instead of just moving him off to the side or whatever, he goes in a 90-degree turn to smash Death into the wall to the right of me, not behind me, not anywhere, but somehow like complete 90-degree turn.
And fucking get this, I was like feeling free on that scrim and I saw that happen right in front of my fucking face.
Well, the funny thing was, he was like,
That was
"What
so
happened?" And I was
hilarious.
like,
Yeah.
"I don't know." And then he went
You
back
always
and
do
looked
that.
at it. I was like, "Not my fault," because I knew me knowing exactly what I did.
Like, you're always like, I don't know what
What,
happened.
me?
Goes
know what
back,
that was.
watches it,
Yeah, that
and then
Reaper didn't
then
just
comes back to
randomly
you and
teleport
goes,
into us and
God
does
damn it,
awesome
Yiggs.
gigs.
I'll see if I can find it. I have it saved somewhere.
It's somewhere in fluid
Yeah.
chat.
What I think makes it better is every time those instances happen with the Reinhardt with me, I let out a very quick scream. Where it's just like I'm just talking normally, and then all of a sudden I turn around and I'm like,
Pharaoh has died.
dead. Like, it's just the quickest scream ever, and then I'm just in the kill feed dead, and it's like...
What happened?
And even funnier is I hear the Reinhardt charge, which is why I turn around, and he's just in my face!
God damn it, Yiggs.
I'm finding that video. I think it was in
Please
Hot
do.
Plays.
I think. Does not remember.
Now, I know we brought this up just a little bit earlier, but the new Assassin's Creed game.
I have no
Did
opinion
you
on
see
it. I will
people
not
having a
discuss this
bitch
now.
fit because the like deluxe edition or whatever came with a female statue instead of the male, and people were just like having a fucking
What?
bitch fit about it. It
How
was
do you
so
get
funny.
Yeah, I noticed that!
I was like,
Listen.
oh, okay.
When are they going to release my Apache helicopter statue then?
Apache helicopter.
Yeah, we get male statues, and now we got female statues. So when do I get my helicopter statue?
Oh, you want your
Never.
attack helicopter.
Yeah, my Apache helicopter.
Okay, I don't know what that is. You'll have to like put a video or a picture.
You know
Yikes.
what an Apache helicopter
Yikes.
is?
Are you assuming somebody's gender? I identify it as an Apache attack helicopter!
Oh, I thought you were saying Apache is in like Apache Mari.
I heard
No,
that
I
first.
thought we were.
And Apache
attack
is
helicopter
is the
thing
US
is like so
military
overplayed.
thing, isn't it?
Exactly. That's the joke
That's why
that
I
it's
said it,
fucking making.
because that's the only one you would have got. If I
We
had said I
got,
want to become
we've
like a
got statues of
purple-bellied
men, we've
penguin or
got
something. Like
statues of women, now we need statues of Apache attack helicopters.
Like, wait, when are they going to start supporting me then? Like, come on.
God, fuck.
When you do a joke and it misses.
But, like, I understand why people are a little upset, because fucking...
Why can't we choose? Huh?
It's the guy on the cover. So, obviously, the guy is the poster character. You do the statue of the poster character.
No, but why can't we choose, like why can't we choose we want a male or
Or
female
that.
statue? That's all I know. Like, is that so hard? Like...
You can choose in the game, why can't you choose in real life? God damn.
Yeah, exactly. We're suing Ubisoft. How about this, yeah? We should get statues that when you click a button, it turns from male to female.
What?
Well,
How would you make that work?
I don't know, but I don't have the money to figure it out, so...
get someone to do it for you.
Listen,
But-
if you don't have the money to figure it out, then you don't have the money to just make the idea and say, figure it out.
No, because listen.
No.
If you have a statue that could change gender, who's gonna complain, fam?
Me.
Because you might buy the game,
But
right?
the question
The
is,
statue,
what
right?
genders does it change between?
Male to female.
What about the attack helicopters?
Well, you could say, what about the purple-bellied polar bear penguins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's just put you can put your own gender in. Yeah. All right then,
Yeah.
boss.
Fuck is
Pink
this
Umo was
conflict
asking
going?
some questions in the chat about the AFK podcast.
Yeah, what's up?
Hold on.
In general chat, like, he was like, what's the point of it? Because you're always talking about, like, random shit that's not OLOC or Overwatch. I was saying that, like, right now we don't really have much content to talk about because the season... We've played, one game? I personally don't know, like, the players yet and the teams to be able to, like, talk much about it.
Although, the game yesterday, it was, the Warriors versus Pepega. I know the full name of Warriors. I am choosing not to say it.
Well, waifu,
It's not waifu.
isn't it?
It's not.
It's Hentai Warriors.
There it is.
Oh, did they change it, or was waifu a completely different?
It was not waifu at all.
I don't think we have anybody named Waifu.
That must be Siege then. That's my fault.
Probably.
Because I know there is a team out there that I have casted, and their team name was Waifu Warriors.
But I
I'd
said,
prefer
like, I was
Hentai.
like, he can come in and if you've got, like, if anybody here has, like, anything to say about games or OLOC or meta or things like that, like, please come on and talk with us. I know that personally, I just haven't seen anything, so I don't
Well,
have
as of
anything to
right
talk
now-
about besides, like, announcements, so.
Okay, people, this is where we become back to Overwatch. Okay, the only thing that I have heard that's even Overwatch related is that we're going into a new meta. Do we know what this new meta is? Drumroll, please.
I don't know what the name is.
Hero
The
bands are
Clone
kind of
Wars.
fucked up metas. There's no...
Clone Wars
Clone
No, we're
Wars.
going into the Clone Wars meta, where there's Echo vs. Echo.
versus
Oh, fair enough. Echoes, yeah, it's basically gonna be like...
It's the
So-
Clone Wars, fam.
So I was talking with some people, and
Yes.
like the way with Hero Bands is gonna work is there's gonna be now like 2 to 3 metas. Then it's just gonna work in a rotation. Like
Well, the problem
this
is,
week it's
like,
this
with
meta,
Hero
this week it's that
Bands-
meta, that next week is that meta, and it's like because the characters are still gonna stagnate of what's gonna be picked every few weeks. Like Reinhardt's gonna be banned every other week. Fucking McCree is banned again. He was
Yeah,
unbanned
that's the
last week, and
problem
the
with
week
Hero
before he was
Bands.
banned. So
Hero Bands don't
I
make
thought
any
hero
sense.
bands were dumb from the beginning, and everybody told me I was like,
Well, if you think about it, right, this is exactly what's going to happen every single week, right? Every single time Reinhardt's going to be banned, yeah? Arisa's going to be picked. Arisa's
Yeah.
going to be banned that week, and then
then
Reinhardt's going to
Reinhardt's
be picked.
picked again,
Reinhardt's
yeah.
going to get banned. That's all the game's gonna be. Oh, Widowmaker's not banned. Widowmaker's gonna get played.
So
Oh,
what
Widowmaker's
it's probably gonna be like
banned?
is it's gonna be like McCree, Widow, and Echo are banned every other week. Reinhardt or Orisa are banned every other week, and then it's a toss-up between Diva and Sigma.
No, you guys wanna? Why don't we invite
Ball.
Tingumo, because he's got like some idea like of what you're talking about.
Yeah, if he wants to, he can join.
Where's he saying it?
He wants to talk about the rosters, Echo, things like the teams and the captains from the teams. I personally don't know the teams very well. Like, I haven't seen anyone play, and I don't really know. I mean, I've talked to everybody, but I don't know about like who, like strategies or whatever. I don't know like who's trying to verse who or anything like that. So if you have those answers or you'd like to come on and talk, why don't we get you on?
Yeah, I mean, we just had the first game this week, and looking at what the teams were, I mean, Pepega won. Let me just say that. Pepega did win with a 3-0 victory. And just so you guys are aware, the way that preseason is working is it works just similar to how playoffs work. Is it's a best of 3, loser picks map, first map is a coin toss. And Pepega won, but Warriors, they were holding up a fight, especially like on first map, which was, I think it was Busan, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it was Busan. Like, I believe it went from city center to drum. And, I mean, Pepega ended up winning with 2-0, but it was like, the first point was a 99-99, if I remember. And then the second one was like really close to that if it wasn't 99-99. Yeah. So they were strong fights. And there would be times where I would look and be like, okay, so Pepega's winning, but suddenly Warriors, they just made a huge play. And but like something I've learned from looking at what Warriors has been doing is they need to work on synergy a little bit, because one of the points was Volskaya Industries. Warriors were attacking, Pepega was defending, and this was on point A, and it got down to like the last 30 seconds of them trying to capture point A, and one of Warriors Sombra, they went into the backline, got a massive EMP, and I'm meaning all 6 players on Pepega were hacked. But there was no follow-up. The Winston jumped in after the hacks had worn off. So, he jumps into an enemy team that has all their abilities back, and they almost fucking lost that push because of the lack of follow-up. And I'm just sitting there like, why didn't you jump in immediately? You had a Winston, you had a Diva, you had a Tracer, and a Sombra. The Sombra died, granted, but you had everybody else, and their entire team was hacked.
Yeah, that's a very good play. I still haven't watched the game yet, so I still need to see what all actually happened.
So, it blew my mind. I mean, Warriors, they made a massive comeback off of that and really utilized the dive composition they were running, like, to its full effectiveness, because it looks like they had lost that fight, but suddenly the staggers keep coming in and coming in and coming in, and it's like, those that are there to stall, they're stalling just long enough that either they're surviving the stall, or they're dying, but suddenly 3 people have already gotten back to the point. So it was like, they had some moments where I'm like I'm scratching my head, like, what was the plan there? But then they had moments that are like, holy crap!
That's good.
For Pepega, though, I gotta say, just really solid team going into this season. I feel like they're probably going to be one that are going to be huge to watch, just strong overall, and like they have players like Snoops, which I'm sure a lot of people know who Snoops is. She was playing DPS, so like, people know Snoops. Hanzo, if you didn't see yesterday in the game, great Reinhardt. Just
Nice.
really, I mean, they were really being given a lot of opportunities, but they were pushing in and making so much space with that Reinhardt. Like, it was incredible. Like, there's some really solid players coming into this season. I mean, we have players like Godspeed and Pengmu from Warriors. Pengmu being an absolute great DPS, had some massive plays in um from yesterday. We have players like Spooky Assassin, absolutely great support that we've seen in the past. And something I'm super excited about is there are no there's only one returning team in this season,
Yeah.
and that's Mako. Everybody else, every other team is brand new. A lot of them with brand new players that we haven't seen before. So hopefully we'll have some really good games.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of potential here.
I know
So many
Moisty
new
Boys
people.
is new, but it's
Basically
kind of like the
Fluid.
remnants of Fluid and Antimatter, if that matters. But no, not quite a returning team.
Yeah.
I mean, you could kind of call it a returning team, kind of.
Kinda. Who else? Like, who else from Anti is on that team? Like you and who else?
Me, Chaotic is on it. Who else? No, we didn't pick up Bullet. Oh, Sean is on it.
Isn't Combat there?
Combat's on it, yeah, but he wasn't anti. He was in anti. He was just,
Just chilling, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential going into this season, and I'm excited. Now, we do have 2 games tomorrow as well, which hopefully people will tune into. Those games are the Icers versus Moisty Boys and Illusion versus Mako, both of which are at 2. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way to get both of them streamed, and to get the one that isn't being streamed by me onto the official YouTube, so they're all in one place, so we can watch all the games and see every player or every team get their chance. And then there was a team with a bye this week, and I believe it was Aftermath. So next week, Aftermath will be playing.
Nice. That'd be nice.
And then going in for main season, so everybody is aware, main season will have a designated map pool every some odd weeks. I'm still trying to figure out how many weeks I want a map pool to last, but it will have a designated map pool. 4 maps will be played, with a 5th tiebreaker if needed. Way standings are going to work, it's going to be win-loss with map score differentials breaking ties.
Okay. Neat.
So, and I already have all the freaking matchups made for the main season.
Already? Nice.
Oh yeah!
When
I made the matchups for preseason, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna make all the main season matchups too.
Okay, very cool.
Every team has a bye 1 week, so that won't. And the way buys are gonna work is it's not a plus nor a minus. It's a week off. So every team plays the same number of games. Every team has 1 bye each. So.
Nice.
Also, something funny. So, I've asked every team to tell me what color they want for the color blinds, because in the stream, I do the home team, or team 1, basically, has a special color blind with the away team, or team 2, is just base yellow the entire time. just so you can tell which team is which. We have 3 teams that asked for neon blue.
Yo,
And I'm
Sorry,
like
but
sitting here like,
light blue's the best color in the world. No cap.
but it's just funny. And then 2 teams have aqua, and then there's 2 teams that are the ones that are different, and that's Aftermath and Warriors, with Aftermath being green and Warriors being pink, and those are the only ones that are unique.
So I want pink, fam.
That's good.
Yeah, we got Pepega and Moisty Boys both having aqua, and then Icers, Illusion, and Mako all with neon blue.
I mean, it's not that many colorblind options, is there?
There's not a lot, but it just surprised me how much is blue.
Blue.
Blue best color, hands
That
down.
it is.
I mean, it is, but
I mean,
If you like blue.
name everything good about blue, fam. Like, you cannot stop. The sky.
Blues.
Blue breeze.
blue skies. But
Well, I've kind of got to go. It's been like an hour.
Okay.
I think I was reading the chat and people wanting to talk more about, I guess on topic things, which is fine.
That's right.
Since I just kind of show up and do announcements and talk. I have no idea like what we're talking about beforehand or anything like that. This is really, Farrell and Sig really put this on. So I was telling like Pingumu to go talk to you. He had some good ideas about like what he wanted to do and things like that about upcoming seasons. And I'd like to hear from other people like what they want to hear about on the podcast. I know like right now it seems like a lot of random talking, and it's kind of been that way before. But I don't know like what all people want to hear about. If they want to do like I heard a lot of like talk about Overwatch League proper.
Pharrell, you know what we could do?
what?
And after leaving, or like have a captain on every day. These are all some suggestions, but I would like instead of giving them to me, I'd say take them
Or
to
like
Farrell
have an
because I don't
MVP
know
on
what
every week. And
yeah,
et cetera,
like
et
I don't
cetera.
know what
Yeah.
to do with these suggestions, so please talk to Farrell about
We
them.
should have like topics.
Yeah.
I think like we should have like the first half. We'll talk about the game itself and any changes or anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
segments.
It's like I know
I
you
just know
And then it
I
should
like
be
come
like-
on for announcements. I'm not great. I'm not good at analysis or anything like that. I do announcements and like answer questions and like engage with whatever
we
we're
hop
talking
on
about.
this just to talk about whatever as well. We have no clue what's going on, so maybe something more formatted would be better off because
Yeah.
at least we know what we're talking about.
I know we used to do like top 5 favorite heroes or maps and stuff like that, but never really
I don't know,
gotten
but
into
yeah,
much
like
yet.
I just
Yeah,
know
we
there were
could do like a
people
segment
talking
for
about
that,
it.
and then we should do like questions and like league standings and an
Yeah.
owl section and stuff like that, and then you know what I mean, like just have topics picked for each day, like spread it, like get like a like what we should do. So we should all come together, get like a pool of like topics, and then each week then we can distribute them out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd say like try to maybe talk to more people in the captains, members of the team, see what they kind of want.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've wanted to make this show a lot about Overwatch, but it's just hard to think of topics and stuff because I'm like, well, I don't get much feedback from people about what they want to
problem is,
hear.
if we did that, we would sit you going, Echo broke, Overwatch bad place, help us Blizzard.
I mean, I guess there's
Well,
like
Castle.
different things to talk about. I personally I don't really watch Overwatch League. I don't
Me either.
participate in any of the analysis or meta community, and I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. I just sort of play the game and like make sure everybody's personalities are running smoothly and like do clerical work. So I'm really not the best kind of person to be doing this. So I think maybe if there were other people on that are like much more knowledgeable, it would be easier to talk about.
Ooh, I just had an idea of something we can start doing.
Yeah.
What's that?
Each week, do a hero spotlight. So, like, we go over one character from Overwatch and think about, like, what's good about them, what's bad about them, what can be improved with them to make them a
Problems
little
when
bit
we run out.
better for the game. Where are they right
Problems
now
when
in
we
the
run out.
fucking meta?
What if we run out though, boss?
Possibility. Go on to something else, I guess.
Yeah, that's all cool. I've got to go though, so I gotta go do some things. You
All
guys
right.
can continue on, and I will be back later, and I'll see everybody for the games today and tomorrow.
All right. See you then.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot
Cheers.
to talk about this episode, so we might cut this one shorter than normal.
Okay.
But yeah, please, if people in the league can tell me what they want to hear, like I'm gonna definitely brainstorm up some ideas on top of like the making map pools and dealing with league stuff since I now own the server. So
Oh yeah, you do have a founder role thing. How
yeah,
does that
in
feel?
case people didn't know, I now own the server.
No way, yo, give me admin.
No.
Yes, Pharaoh defeated Yates in a 1v1 duel for owner.
I defeated
Yo,
Jake
I'll verse you in a 1v1
1v1.
duel, Ryan. Come on. You'll go Toby and I'll go Reinhardt. That seems fair.
Yeah, how is it being owner now?
There have actually been like some ideas I've had for like random
It's good.
custom tournaments and like tournament-like stuff to go on through the league throughout, like ongoing throughout the season.
Do you know what I reckon we do?
What?
We should do like Sig's Coliseum or something like that.
Sig's Coliseum.
And then we get like a bunch of custom games and then people battle out for points for Sig's ultimate
like-
prize. The Sig
Actually, that'd be
Coliseum.
like a good All-Stars game, I guess. It's not entirely, yeah.
The Sig's Coliseum, I am telling you, fam. Sig's Coliseum.
Like something that like I had thought of a long time ago, but
Yeah, we just
never actually came to fruition was basically the OLOC Infinity War. Like there would be 6 rolls made representing each of the different stones, and you could challenge people to 1v1 to try and take or try and take a stone from somebody. And if you held the stone, depending on what stones you have, you would have special buffs within a custom game, and like they would be run.
Oh, that'd be sick! Like if you have the time stone,
And if
you can slow down time with a button.
If you can get all the stones, then you like earn a special prize or something.
No, you know what we do?
That's cool.
Like if you earn all the stones, the only way to win is by going into the Infinity Gauntlet game mode and then winning the Infinity Gauntlet game mode. Bang. No, or we do a 1v6 and then you're like boss Thanos, fam.
A 1v6, and if you could beat that,
Yeah.
if you collect all the stones, you can do a 1v6.
Yeah. It's a 1v6, yeah, and you have to win that 1v6 in order to like basically be the ultimate Thanos car.
Yeah, but it would be something to like. I just thought it would be something fun to do as the season goes on. Is just people can challenge others to 1v1s, and if you win and you beat the person with the stone, you get the stone, and the roll is switched to you. So only like there would be like a time stone and power and reality and like all of that kind of stuff.
Yo, see, I actually know what we could do for like pretty much majority of the stones. Time, I believe there's a game
Your
mode where
opponent
you
is
can,
slowed
like,
down.
Yeah, or you could do this like every single time you move, time moves, but every time you stop, time slows down.
So you control time.
Exactly. And then for the reality one, yeah, what we can do is we can make them just you can make the only the person with the stone can do this. They can become Echo and have infinite ultimate. But then they start with their ultimates, yeah. But then put ult generation all the way down so that they don't gain their ultimate really quickly and just slam you with 12 million Earth shatters. But they can just become whoever they want as a reality type thing.
I mean, power would be easy.
Power, you just give them 500.
Yeah, just damage buff.
500 damage.
What are the other stone? I don't even know.
There's mind,
Mind. What can we do for mind? You take control of them.
There actually is a workshop code with that, but well, like you don't want it to be like super overpowered, where like if you hold a stone, you're basically guaranteed the win because you have to be able to lose it.
Yeah, but like, do you know how
buff.
sick that would be if there's like the Ultimate Fighters, there's someone with 3 stones, the other person's got 2 of them, and they're like battling, you know?
Yeah, like if you have 2 stones, like if you hold time and power, you have damage buff, and your opponent slowed down.
Yo, you'd be like a god. Imagine you've had 4 of them, fam. Yo, we need to do that.
Like, it was just
but like,
something...
how sick would this be? Yeah, do like Pharrell's Colosseum, yeah, and then there's Emperor Pharrell.
I'm just
like,
I'm
have
just
you guys ever played?
Fight my puppets, fight.
Have you ever seen like have you played Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know the first? You know, like how like the first couple of raids, they're all to do with Callus.
So it's basically to beat me.
No, it's like you're making them go through like challenges so you can find out who's the best quote unquote fighter for the job that you need. Like you'd be Emperor Pharrell, fam, like Emperor Calluses, you know what I mean?
And like, who starts with the stones? I would be like, what do I want to do? I'm like thinking,
you know
maybe I'll give it out randomly to people.
If someone can make game modes, yeah, make an escape room one, yeah, with multiple levels, and then you have teams sign up and they have to be like the first team to escape in a certain amount of time.
Escape rooms are always fun.
But like I mean, it'd be like teams competing to see who can get the fast time. Like everyone starts at the exact same time.
Yes.
That could be sick.
Possibly.
Yeah, definitely some interesting things. Like it was just an idea that I had like a while ago, and I was like, I wish you could have made that happen. It would have been fun.
If only.
But like, I like the idea that you have to be a 1v6 if you've collected all the stones.
Yeah, so like it gives people a chance to run away with one or something like that, you know what I mean?
Even better, in the 1v6, there are 6 stones. You get all the buffs, but one person each team gets a buff of a different stone. Like one
How about
person
we just
of the
make
6.
one person Iron Man, we make the other person
Like, you're against 6 people, so you're like trying to fight the stones to control them. So
I reckon, yeah.
Somebody you're slowed down, but somebody on the enemy team's also slowed down. Somebody on your enemy team has a damage buff. And it's
I reckon it would be sick if you had it so there could be people who could, when it was like the 1v6, there'd be people who would join, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
With Thanos, if Thanos could call for reinforcements, yeah? And then there's just baby divas family has.
Hey, why not make that reality? You can
just call up on baby divas. Or you could do it, it's like you can, like if we can get something to make him like someone invisible or something like that.
What would we do for like? Oh yeah, give them the ability to go invis.
Because like he'd be like, well, he'd be like reality, and he's like snap out reality.
Like there's also like space. What would we do for space? A jump boost?
What does space normally do?
He controls all of space, so like he can.
What a shitstone!
He can use it. No, he can literally use it to teleport from place to place.
Oh, we can do that. Just have us so he can teleport to people.
Centipedes.
Just have us so we can teleport to random people.
Like, it would just be interesting, I think. Just a fun thing to do.
I think it could be.
I'm trying to think. So there's mind, space, reality, time, power, and soul. That's right.
Soul is one where you control them, right?
You take over one's soul.
I would love to do that. Maybe that's what we could do for soul. Maybe if you have the soul stone, yeah, you can maybe like we could have it so that like in the 1v6 you have the soul stone. You can steal one of the enemy players and they go on your team as the character they're gonna pick.
So you get to choose what character they have to play.
We could do that. Actually, that would be better because that would be a little bit less OP than what my idea was.
So the Soul Stone has the ability to manipulate the soul, the essence that makes up an individual, and has the ability to resurrect and conjure the spiritual representation of people who are dead.
Interesting.
So it literally has power over life and death itself.
Can it resurrect my rank?
It's not that strong.
Yeah, like the Soul Stone's power could be like, you have to play Tracer.
Yeah, like he gets to choose who you go. That means you can just go direct counters to you, though. You can just play. You go Tracer, I go Hog.
Like it has to be a powerful ability, like a powerful bonus, without it being super overpowered.
Maybe we do it so that if you use the soul, you can only use the soul stone once, yeah. And if you use it, it gives you like maybe like a weakness buff. It's like maybe you like get like 5% like more damage received, or like, you know what I mean. So though you are at an advantage because you know exactly what they can pick, and then you can pick a counter, you've still got to be careful of the fact that you have like a set effectively, you take more damage.
So like to balance it out, the person has like increased damage taken if they're holding a stone.
You could do that, or you can maybe do it so that I mean, you could do that if you have like what I was thinking. Yeah, if you have the soul stone, yeah, if you use it, yeah, then it gives like a weakness like thing to you, like you're weak, or maybe you give it to the person who's the other character, and then they have like.
I mean, that would make sense with the soul stone because you have to give a soul for the soul.
Yeah, and then effectively what you could do then is you can like make it then like the buff for the other person could be like you could say like playing for power or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go now as well.
So it would be strong, but like you'd have to be careful about using it. Like you can't just go, oh, I've won this easy, Tracer.
I'm gonna eat myself out now, but it has been fun.
It's been about an hour and a half, so I think we can wrap it up.
Okay.
I do want to try and do that hero spotlight thing though next week.
That could work. We can try it.
And I'll have to watch some more Overwatch League so we can talk about that, and I'll try and think of some topics.
Alright. Goodbye for now.
Alright.
Yep,
well, thank you guys for this episode of the podcast. We definitely want to try and make these better. So if there's things that you want to hear or like different segments you want us to try and do, let me know, because I'm probably going to be the best person for you to reach. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow for the next preseason games. So thank you guys for listening.